Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another E90 video. As you can see, we have the E90 on some wheel ramps because we are doing an oil change today. Now I'm going to show you all how to do an oil change. I know this is a very simple thing to do for some people, but some people it's a little bit more difficult than others. So let's get right into it. Sorry for the little glare, guys. I don't know. The camera has a little crack on the lens that I gotta get fixed. But to start off, you gotta get the car lifted either with jack stands, wheel ramps, lift, anything of that sort to get the car off the ground just a little bit so you can get underneath of it. After you do that, you want to go ahead and open up the hood of the car, take off the engine cover, which I've already done, and open up the oil cap, which is this right here, just to be able to start cooling off the engine and get the pressure released from the oil, so when you drain it from the drain plug, it doesn't come just shooting out because of all that pressure. So after that, you're going to want to go ahead and, now this is if the oil filter is on top, which mine is, but I unfortunately do not have a tool to get this off today, so I will be doing that in a later video. But you're going to want to go ahead and take the oil filter out and get that out of the way if it's on top. Now if it's on the bottom, wait, because we're going to get into that in just a second. So once you've got the car lifted up, you've got the engine bay open. Sorry, this is kind of a weird angle, but basically what you're going to want to do is start taking this tray off. They call it the, shoot, I can't remember what they call it now, but we've got a little bit of an oil leak here, I see. So another reason why we're doing this is because we have an oil leak under here. We're going to want to remove this skid tray, find the right bolts, find the right size for it, if I can. There we go. Now guys, you do not want to lose these because you're going to need them later. So make sure you put them in somewhere where you're not going to forget where they are. Most of these bolts on this skid tray should be the same. If not, then, well, keep the bolts, just keep all the bolts that go to this under tray together. It'll make your life a lot easier. This is the first time I've ever been under this car yet, so this is an interesting experience for me. Now you can use power tools for this if you want. I recommend probably hand loosening and hand tightening it, just so you don't overdo it. If any of you have ever done this before, you know how fun it is. That one's done, that one's done, that one's done, that one's done. Now we have this one all the way back here. Oh boy, there's all the oil coming out. Alright, shoot. Should have had some napkins down here for this. Dang it. Alright guys, well, crap. Because I think there's a ton of oil under here. Yeah, so I don't know how well y'all can see this, but see all the oil that's leaking over here? That is no bueno. That is what we're going to try to fix today. Sorry guys, I'm just struggling a little bit here. We're going to continue taking this pan off, and then I will get back with you when we have it off. Here we go. So we finally got the skid plate off. It is looking very dirty, as you all can see. There's a bunch of oil here, and a bunch of oil leaking under the car. Not terrible, but we're getting a good look at what's leaking and what's not. Jesus. Yeah, so we're going to be cleaning all this stuff up today. At least we're gonna start on it today. I don't know if we're gonna get fully to it, but we're gonna try. Yikes, this is bad. I'm tempted to take that other tray off too because of how bad it looks and just go ahead and clean all the trays up while I have them down. I don't know, but let's go ahead and get into it, and I'll see you all on the other side. A little update. I found out that this tray right here, it has been like zip tied on for some reason. I don't know why. But there's missing bolts. It's been like torn up. So I just figured let's go ahead and take it off, clean it up, and we might have to re-drill some holes to make these screw holes fit. But we're gonna get that taken care of and get it back on the road. So let's go. Wish I had a freaking lift for this because this is a mess. This is a nightmare of a mess, guys. But here's the exhaust. When we do the exhaust mods, that's good to know. But I mean, yeah, this thing has been like, I'm gonna have to get under here and like wipe all this down and degrease it and all that stuff. So there's that. Mount brace, okay. Now that we have all the all the skid trays off, we're gonna go ahead and put this oil pan underneath. And this is a good time if you've closed this thing back to open this back up. And we're gonna go ahead and drain this oil. So it's pretty much that easy. Let's get it into the car and I'll show you all where the screw is for this 2008 BMW 328i. So we're under the car again. Here is where the oil drain pan plug is right here. This is it right here. This looks like it needs to be replaced. There's the oil sensor, the oil level sensor. That we'll be cleaning. We'll be cleaning all this stuff up because this is just a mess down here, if y'all can't tell. Sorry for the glare again, but guys, this is an absolute mess. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing off, and hopefully it doesn't spray everywhere in my face. I've had that happen before, and it's just not fun. Not fun at all. So I'm gonna set you all up right over here. Hopefully you all can see at a good enough angle, and it helps me with light. I've got towels on standby. I gotta figure out which size it is. Definitely bigger than that. We have the 1/2 inch out. We have this little guy just in case we want to use it. I don't know how well this would work. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. What do y'all think? Is this a good idea or is this a terrible idea? I might use a smaller one. I'm gonna go get a smaller one. Here's the filter. Will it fit? Nope. So that's just telling me it's a bad idea. Alright, so let's find the right size here. That's too big. Too small. Just about, dang it. We almost had it. That one's gonna be too big. Looks like we have a winner. Alrighty. Here we go, guys. Wish me luck. I hate this part. I absolutely hate this part. This is the worst part. Now, the previous owner said he just got this done, but just to be safe, just so I know it's been done properly, I like to always do it again. Is it already? Wow, that was loose. So, can we do this? Still getting stuck. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hell yeah. Did it. Just like that, boys and girls. Drain that oil. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's loving it. It's loving it, boys and girls. It is loving it. Yeah, it's not too hot, it's just warm, which is great. Exactly what we want. And make sure there's no deposits coming out of the oil. So just watch the oil as it comes out. Make sure there's no deposits, shards, anything like that that could have gotten into it. Make sure the oil looks clean, which this looks actually pretty good. So I'm not too worried about this stuff right here. So we're just gonna let that drain out and we'll check back in a few minutes. All right, well, while we're waiting for that to drain out, which it should be done momentarily, I'm gonna go ahead and show you all what we're gonna be using today. It's by Castrol. We're gonna be using the GTX brand. So we have our GTX high mileage 5W30 for engines over 75,000 miles. Guys, remember, if you all have an engine that is over 75,000 miles, use that high mileage. It will save your engine in the long run. First, before we put that Castrol engine oil in, we're going to be putting in some Bars Leaks solution because this should seal that oil leak that we're having. So this is the heavy duty formula. It is a rear main seal repair. It says add to engine oil. It stops all oil leaks. Seals timing cover, cam seal, rear main, and other hard to stop oil leaks. What we're going to be doing, it says to add the entire bottle of the rear main seal repair to engine crankcase when you add oil at or between oil changes. Do not overfill. Most leaks will stop within 100 miles or 2 days of driving. One bottle treats 4 to 6 quarts of oil. Larger systems use one bottle for every 5 quarts of oil capacity. To prevent future leaks, install rear main seal repair every 5,000 miles or with every oil change. Guys, if you want your oil leaks to stop, do it with every oil change. It'll save you in the long run, like it's saying. Most of these leaks are due to normal wear in the crankshaft and seal and the drying, hardening, and shrinking of the main seal. So this stuff will restore the seals to like new condition and contains additives to stop leaks in severely worn seals and crankshafts, compatible with all petroleum-based engine oils, including high mileage and synthetic. That's very important. Guys, if you all want to use this high mileage GTX by Castrol or any high mileage oil, this stuff will work with it. High mileage or not high mileage, guys, use this. This will save your engine if your engine is leaking oil anywhere. I'm going to be a first-hand user of this, so I have never used this before, and I'm going to be seeing if it actually works. Guys, I don't know if it works, but this is the America's most trusted stop leak brand since 1947, it says. That's what the bottle says, guys. Don't quote me. Quote the bottle. See? 1947. Right there. So, boys, let's get this stuff in here. And it looks like we're about done. Looks like we're about flushed out. So, we're going to go and do this, get the new oil in, and get her back on the road because, guys, I want to drive this more, and I can't do that with an engine oil leak. So without further ado, let's get this car back on the road. Looks like we're about done here, so we're going to go ahead and seal this back up and put the bolt back on it, which is over here somewhere. We're going to clean this bolt off, add some, well, we probably should have added some Loctite on it. I'm trying to think if I have any Loctite with me. I actually do not know if I have Loctite with me, guys. Usually when you do this, you want to clean off the bolt to get all that old oil off. Clean it up a little bit. You should add Loctite just because it's a part that will seize up on you. It gets very, very hot. Make sure this seal is not broken. I should have gotten a new bolt just to get a new bolt, but we'll do that next oil change. So guys, let's go ahead and get this thing back on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to torque it down. This car says 15 to 18, so we're going to go ahead and get it down to, let's see here, knock her down real tight there, 15, so it's like nothing basically. So 15 is going to be right about here. We'll start with 16 and see how that feels. I just do not want to over torque it because boy oh boy, if you over torque this, it's not fun to get undone. Let's torque it down to right spec first time. All right, there we go. That's 16, I think, right? Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. That's torqued down to spec. Yay! There's some mess to clean up on the floor here. Whoops, I don't know where that went. We'll have to spray all this off later. While you're under the car, just look around. Make sure everything looks up to spec. Make sure nothing's missing. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the rest of this under tray, and I'll get back to you after I do that. Looks a little bit better. Looks 10 times better, actually. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put this oil back in and get this thing started up for the first time with the new oil. We're gonna put this oil in, but first we're gonna put this stop leak in. So all you do is just put it in the crankcase. Pour the whole thing in. And then we're gonna put all of our oil in. 5W30. Sorry in advance if the camera dies on me. But we're gonna go ahead and add this 5 quarts of oil right here to the crankcase. Oh boy. This thing is heavy. But boy oh boy is it hungry. Guys, try not to spill any either. It's just a mess if you spill it. Remember that stop leak? It is not supposed to stop it immediately. It'll take a minute for it to actually stop it. So we're gonna have to drive this around really quick to get it to stop. Oh yeah, she's a thirsty girl. Make sure you get every last drop. That's what it's all about. Get every last drop of it. There we go. All right, there's the first 5. First 5 done. And now we just need 2 more quarts. Our high mileage, 530 right here. So we've got 1 more quart to go right here. And guys, I would change out the oil filter, but unfortunately I do not have a tool. I might still try to see if I can get it off somehow. Let's go and get this last quart in here. When you're doing this, after you add like the first 5 or 6 quarts, go ahead and, if you have a leak, or even if you don't have a leak, go down under the car. Make sure your oil is not leaking, and especially after you start up the car, go underneath. Make sure it's not leaking, because guys, if it's leaking, that's bad. And you need to tighten something down or do something. So guys, all 7 quarts is in. We're gonna go ahead and close this cap up. And I'm gonna see if I can get this thing off. I used to have a tool. I don't know where it is. I'm trying to look for it because I know I have something somewhere. So we don't have the oil filter wrench quite yet. So we're gonna have to do without that for now. But for right now, we are going to get in the car and we're gonna go ahead and start it up. Make sure there's no leaks in the car. And well, hopefully we'll be all good to go. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. If any of you have done an oil change, you all know. Now I've got to reset the oil light too, so, which I got to figure out how to do. Make sure your car's in neutral. How to change the service engine soon light, how to get that off there. Let's go and start her up. So guys, we're gonna let it run for a few minutes. Let it run for a few minutes, make sure there's no leaks under the car. Check under the car, make sure there's no leaks. Maybe dripping a few, but it might be dripping a few leaks, but it will take a little bit for it to actually stop leaking fully. So, and I hope that ticking goes away. I need to go ahead and tighten that spark plug as well. So we'll go ahead and do that after we let this run for a few minutes. Back in the Beamer, we lowered it, so we're gonna start it up again and reset this service engine soon light just to get that out of our way. So what it says to reset this button, reset the service engine soon, is to locate the small odometer button near the bottom left corner of the instrument panel. Press and hold until a service message appears. Release the button, and then it'll say reset. So, engine's run semi-smooth. We're still working on a few things, but engine oil is changed, no leaks, and we're gonna go ahead and take it out for a test drive. But that's gonna end today's video. If y'all haven't checked out the E90 series, go ahead and check that out. We're doing a lot of things with this car, a lot of things in the works, a lot of things planned. You all do not want to miss out. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I will see you all in the next E90 video.